Hello there, so today we're going to be playing a bit of Resident Evil 3. Well, I say a bit, but hopefully all of it. Not today, all of it, but well, vampires. There they are in their millions. I wonder if this actually inspired Twilight. Because if you think about it, Nemesis and Jill have quite the racy romance, don't they?
Resident Evil.
I'm going to leave a silence there so you can just shout no at your screen if that's what you want to do. Okay, so I'm going to start with my next game save. I haven't played this in a while, but I should have some of the costumes and some of the items. I just don't want her to wear the tube top. Not because I don't like it, but just because I'm tired of always starting the game again. Oh, here we go.
It all began as an ordinary day in September. An ordinary day in Raccoon City. A city controlled by Umbrella.
Damn.
No one dared to oppose them. And that lack of strength would ultimately lead to their destruction. I suppose they had to suffer the consequences of their actions, but there would be no forgiveness. If only they had had the courage to fight. It's true that once the wheels of justice begin to turn, nothing can stop them. Nothing. It was Raccoon City's last chance, and my last chance. My last escape.
This is Chopper Delta, preparing to drop off at area E95070.
What are they?
Waiting orders. All units proceed to Richmond and Victoria. All right.
Let's do it. Let's move. Go, 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 go. Fire. Come and get it. Son of a. Don't give up. Don't hold back. Go. Where are they? Where did they come from? Take this! Die! You want some more?
I absolutely love that intro. It's probably one of the most evocative intros that I've seen in a game, or as a kid anyway. Really like nailed home exactly what the game was about, or at least the story. Because being the game's mostly about turning on the spot and awkward zombie encounters. I like a one zombie who is wearing ridiculously oversized glasses and sort of looks like a hipster zombie. It's so inappropriate. Oh, here we go. What got to top Jill? I'll just let this play out a bit.
September 28th, daylight. The monsters have overtaken the city. Somehow, I'm still alive. Okay, we've got to get out of here.
What? What do you think you're talking about? I just lost my daughter out there. How dare you tell me to go back outside?
I'm sorry about your daughter, but there isn't gonna be any rescue. We have to get out of here.
No! I'm not going anywhere. I'd rather starve to death in here than be eaten by one of those undead monsters! Now leave me alone!
You know, I used to think he was just a coward as a kid.
Told you! I'm not leaving! Never! Just get away from me.
Okay. Who says that to a pretty lady? I used to think he was just like a coward as a kid, but as I've grown up and sort of replayed the game, I've sort of realised how cold and sort of callous Jill is. Like that whole intro monologue where she talks about the results of what happened to Raccoon. She makes it sound as though like literally everybody in Raccoon knew what was happening and turned a blind eye. And realistically, that surely can't be true. She just like condemned 100,000 people, is it, to death, just because they didn't know that Umbrella was doing naughty things. I always find that sort of bizarre. She's portrayed as a very heroic character, but at the same time there's a tinge of sort of like coldness there. The fact she'd just call the annihilation of, or the zombification of 100,000 people justified in any way sounds a bit it's dark, to say the least, is what I'd say. I do love that about Jill though. I really like the earlier games where you had well, 1 and 2, where you had character choice between the two characters, and they, you know, it's basically the same game but it plays out slightly differently. But I do love that 3 is just Jill's game. It's kind of a shame it didn't have better graphics like Code Veronica, or they didn't remake it like they did the original. They really should have remade 2 as well, but yeah, it's up to Capcom. I do love that intro though, that whole like the zombie swarms and the police's last stand and the mercs dropping from the helicopter. Sort of like encapsulates everything about the era of horror, I think. Like the point before horror games, or indeed games in general, could really do what they wanted, so they had to do a lot of FMV to cover the gap, sort of thing. You had to have impressive FMV because the gameplay itself couldn't be that impressive, or you couldn't do that much on screen. Anyway, I'll shut up a bit and we'll wander around. Ooh, I've got a handgun. So yeah, I used to think that guy, the hat guy, was just sort of a coward, and I guess he's portrayed like that in the story. Once you sort of think about it, Jill's just like, who would want to go up against, like, if you've seen your family eaten, who would want to go up against man-eating zombies, or just zombies I should say. You know, it'd be really, really scary, and there's Jill, this sort of almost emotionless, oh god, almost emotionless about confronting these horrific creatures. So she comes off as unintentionally sociopathic, I guess, a little at least, or sort of inhuman, given how easily she can cope with it. Oh, a door. I wonder what will happen when I try to use it. Oh dear. Oh. Oops. It's actually probably one of the easiest Resident Evil games, or at least it's always felt easy to me. At least compared to like 1 and 2. Definitely compared to 1. Because I mean, even on the... Well, once you know where everything is, there's plenty of ammo, but even on normal you get a good amount of ammo. If you're clever enough you can get even more, or you make even more because you know all the tips and you know all the tricks and tips to make supplies go further. But the easy mode is even more easy because on top of that you get keep pressing pause instead of going to the main inventory even. But yeah, the easy mode you get an assault rifle as well, which is pretty ridiculous. I guess it's sort of it was sort of the beginning of the whole move towards action horror and trying to make it easier so you can get more people interested. I'm no, oh god, I'm no purist, but I'm not so keen on that. Leave me alone! I don't want a kiss. Oh, can I get the boutique items here? Oh god, do I want the boutique items while they're here? Sorry guy, I've got to go and change my clothes. More important things to deal with than you getting eaten. See you later.